Bonjour, my friend. We are in front of the massive walls of Carcassonne, the city of Carcassonne. We are in the deepest part of the region Occitanie. Carcassonne is world famous. It's UNESCO site from its component walls. They're 2 miles long, or 2 line of walls, and there are 58 towers. Really quick about the city of Carcassonne history. It was already back pre-Roman time, the local tribes of the Gauls settled here to fortify these top hills, which geographically is very important because it controls the route between the Atlantic and the Mediterranean. We are about 2-hour drive from the Pyrenees. And then of course the Roman took over and they built a castrum, a military fort. Because of its importance, has always been a location where different populations has always fought to prevail. So we have, after the fall of the Roman Empire, the Visigoths, then the Franks. At the time of the Franks, with Charles Martel, it starts to become a bigger town. Between the 8th and the 12th century, early medieval time, we have the second wall built. Precisely in the 12th century with the King Louis IX. In the middle of the 13th century, we have the raise of the wall after an expedition with the local inhabitants, which happens to be at some point heretic Protestants. So there was a small crusade against the inhabitants of this town, and after being converted, the town from that moment became part of the county of Nice, which is a city where we were yesterday, about 1 hour and a half from here. So we're gonna go and explore this incredible medieval town, perfectly preserved. In 1850 they restored the whole complex, and since 1997 it's UNESCO World Heritage Site. You can see from here, but the valley behind us are rich of vines. There is a lot of lovely wineries with incredible landscape, sweet hills, and far deep you can see the beginning of the Pyrenees. Thank you for watching us. Anyway, we just stopped. We're changing. Guy, that's our car. That is Francesco. He's still sleeping. I want to show you this. Maybe you like going to a place like this. This is deep countryside. French make the Roussillon wine, mostly Syrah, Merlot. Olive trees, cypress down here. Now the sun is up, changed very much. And I get up the car also because I have to take so I'll go. Bonjour my friend, we are in France, we are in the last village before we cross the border with Spain. We're in the Mediterranean. The region is called Occitanie, but historically this region was connected to the Spain Catalunya part, actually the Kingdom of Aragon. So they speak here Catalan, which is a mix of Spanish and French. Of course they also speak French. Behind me you have this fantastic artwork. The town of Collioure has been under the French dominion since 17th century, when the Chateau Fortress Royale of Collioure was built. It's a massive building. Being France so close to Spain, this was a very important hold to keep against the Spanish. In top of the mountains you see another fortification and a windmill, the typical fishing boat, but you can see the flag, it's actually the flag of Catalunya. In the other side of the bay, the scenic cathedral, also built in the middle of the 1600s. So we really enjoy this village because it has a French touch, a Spanish touch, but mostly it's Catalunya, which is something very different. We will come here again for our trips. It's a very good place to spend 2 nights. There is other interesting village on the Spanish side. Cadaques, where we were this morning, for instance, is where Salvatore Dali lived, and it's only an hour and a half away. So you mix art and history. And let me tell you, I like this village also because it's very green. There is a lot of vegetation. Now today is July 23rd, and the temperature is quite nice. It's about 75 degrees. Bye. Buenos dias, good morning everyone. We are in the coastal town of Cadaques. We are in Spain. We are in the northeast part of Spain, in the region of Catalunya. Barcelona is 2 hours south of here. French border, 40 minutes driving the direction. That's where we're going after this. The city of Cadaques, the village of Cadaques, it's one of the most picturesque in the whole Mediterranean. You can see the beauty behind me. It was a very simple settlement of fishermen who, through their hard work and specialized in the trade of olive oil, soap, anchovies, they become a wealthy community, a small wealthy community. Then, in the early 20th century, it became a spot where the big artists of the time, they found their retrieve. We have Salvatore Dali, we have Pablo Picasso, we have Joan Miró, and other important Spanish artists. Buenos dias, my friend. Good morning. We are in the bay of Port Ligat. Cadaques is on the other side of the hill. Right behind me, the compound of the Salvatore Dali Museum. This is the original house where he lived for over 40 years. It was a simple fishing fisherman house when he bought it, and then with the time, over 45 years, he improved the house, and that's where he spent most of his life. He was attracted here by the landscape, the light, and the isolation of the place. And from this initial construction, for 40 years he created the house, and he described it as a true biological structure. Dali lived in Port Ligat until his wife died, which was in 1982. and the house is maintained exactly as it was when the couple lived here. Many of their personal belongings are on display, as well as magazine cutting and photograph with famous people like Coco Chanel or Ingrid Bergman, Walt Disney. And despite the quirky design, bejeweled polar bear and famous phallic-shaped swimming pool, and it was what surprises the simplicity of the house. Most of the small whitewashed rooms are decorated with large bunches of gala favorite yellow flowers. Gala was his wife. So it's old today. It's a big destination because of the museum, and there's a lot of boats. They approach this lovely bay to visit the house and the museum, and there is a lovely restaurant bar that we're about to go and have something to eat. Hope you enjoy this. Again, we are on the Mediterranean coast. We are near a town of Cadaques, which is 2.5 hours north of Barcelona, very close to the French border. So this is the town of Girona, and it's on the what's the name of the river? It's on the Onyar River. It's quite picturesque. You know, this house used to be fishermen houses, and now they built in the last 120 years a local architect, Masso was his name. He built them. He designed the reconstruction, and yeah, the whole medieval town is up there behind. You can see the cathedral. It's the flag of Catalunya. You know, they want to be independent in Catalunya. They don't feel like they're Spanish. It's very lovely.